we are going to get started with our 5-minute warm-up. You get to lay down on your stomach, do a crocodile breathing. So for that one, you're just going to think hand over hand, forehead resting on the back of your hand. You're going to breathe in to the diaphragm, breathe into the mouth, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Try to breathe for 5 seconds in,
Exercise
5
1.
seconds out. Go ahead and begin. Nice, slow and steady diaphragm breathing. You want 360-degree expansion through the diaphragm as you're breathing. So even your lower back, everything expands as you breathe in. Think Buddha belly breathing. Big deep breaths. You got 10 more seconds.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. Go ahead and rest. Next up is the rocking calf stretch. So for this one, we start in our push-up position. Then we take one foot,
3,
wrap it over the other leg.
1.
Then your goal here is
Exercise
just to
2.
rock slowly back and forth, getting a nice stretch through the calf. If the one leg is too much, you can always do 2 legs at the same time. But the goal here is to even kind of lift the hips up a little bit as you're rocking back to help get that stretch. For those of you guys that need a little bit more of a stretch to your calves. So just trying to think about hanging out in that position for those of you guys that need that little extra stretch. We're just looking to get those calves nice and stretched out this
2,
morning.
1. Rest.
All right, we're going to go ahead and switch legs. So now you're going to take the other leg, wrap it up and over,
3, 2.
and rock
1.
it back and forth.
Exercise 3.
Remember, you can push those hips up. They help out with that stretch. You rock back and forth. Slow and steady on this one. Definitely don't want to go fast when we're stretching out those calves. Doing great. 15 more seconds. Nice and steady.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. Go ahead and rest. Next up, we have Y squat to sumo. So Y squat to sumo is standing up. Feet a little bit wider than normal squat width.
2,
Arms overhead in the Y position.
Exercise 4.
Get down to the squat. Bring the arms in. Pressing against the knees. Arms up. Overhead. And then squat back up. Go ahead and begin if you haven't yet. Make sure that you're always thinking about the arms are overhead while you're doing the squat. So down. Press against the knees. Get a little bit of a stretch. Arms up overhead. And then come out of the squat. So Derek, stay down in your squat pattern. Then make the Y. So come down your squat.
2,
Push against the knees. Make the Y again, and then come out of the squat. Go ahead and rest. Next up, we have a knee tuck to overhead lunge. So on this one, you're thinking about grabbing a knee, pulling it up, get a nice good stretch, stepping
Exercise 5.
forward, arms overhead as you lunge, and then switching and doing the other leg. Go ahead and begin now. If you're doing this, make sure that you guys, when we're lunging, that the knee doesn't track forward past the toe. Okay, stop yourself. Keep that stop your momentum. You are the brake. Put it on. Okay, put on that brake. Make sure you're switching back and forth as well between your legs. If you can't quite lunge, just a nice good
3,
stretch, you'll be
2,
fine.
1. Rest.
All right, next up, we're going to be doing reaching single leg RDLs. So go ahead and rest. Next up with single leg RDLs, you're going to reach out in front of you as far as you can, pushing the
Exercise 6.
butt back, reach with the other leg, and you're going to go back and forth between the legs. If you need to put yourself next to a wall here or something that's going to help keep you steady, much more efficient to use something for steadiness than to wobble and fall over. Get a nice stretch and then snap those hips coming through. You want to think about getting tall, squeezing that glute. So push that butt back, reach out in front and snap
2,
tall,
1.
switch.
Rest.
Good. Next up, we got lateral bounds or the 2-step shuffle. So lateral bound, stick it, go jumping back and forth as quick as you can.
1.
Not looking to explode
Exercise
too
7.
far, or 2-step stop. 2-step stop. Go ahead and begin. In that lateral plane, you're exploding off that foot. Not trying to jump the full distance. Decent distance. A little bit farther than the skaters will be later. Trying to think about it. Explode off. Push off that foot. 2-step shuffle. 2-step stop. 2-step stop. You're moving your feet, moving your hands.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. Go ahead and rest. We're going to end with kick throughs or mountain climbers. So kick through is bringing your foot underneath your body, then out to the side in that push-up position. And a
Exercise
mountain
8.
climber is the knee under the body and bring it underneath the chest. So your choice on those, go ahead and begin. Kick through is going to be a little more challenging. You're going to open up those hips a little bit more as you go from side to side. Try to move at a pretty good pace. We are trying to get the body nice and warmed up and get that blood pumping.
Three, two, one. Your timer is
Good. Go ahead and rest. The warm-up is over. Grab your water bottles. Make sure your heart rate monitors are on for those of you guys that have them. We're going to get started today with an EMOM. So I'm going to talk to you about the workout real quick while Trevor's taking a break. The workout is an EMOM. What that means is that it's an every minute, on the minute workout. You have 60 seconds to get 3 different exercises in, 10 reps of each exercise. So if it takes you 30 seconds, you get 30 seconds rest. If it takes you 40 seconds, you get 20 seconds rest. Yeah, the goal here is to get some rest. Based off what we learned from last week, it's going to be closer to that 15-second rest. We want to make sure that we are getting the exercises in. So if you're unable to get them in, we're going to make sure we change up the progressions of the movements so you can get it in that minute. If you're fine with limited rest, very low rest, that's fine. We just want to make sure that we're actually getting exercises in. Even if you don't finish all 3 exercises, you start right back with exercise 1 at that next minute. Okay? So 3 exercises, 1 minute. First exercise up is a row. So I'm going to show you the bent over row. You can use this with dumbbells or bands. So you guys, if you're using a band, you want to stand in it. You're going to think hip hinge, butt back, chest out, shoulders back. You're going to pull your hands into the base of the rib cage. Think about elbows tight to the body. Engaging those shoulder blades at the top. Notice how his torso doesn't move. He's just rowing with those arms. Okay, you can also do those with dumbbells. You can do the same thing seated if you have a band. Okay, but with dumbbells, just make sure you keep those dumbbells by the side of your body and then right up to the base of that rib cage. Okay, if you have a lower back issue and you have a band, so you feel it in your lower back and you have a band, you can do a seated row. Okay, so for a seated row, you wrap the band around your feet, nice and tall with that chest, just like you see Trevor there, and then pulling into that base of that rib cage again. I've noticed that bands are a little faster because people just kind of like let go of them real quick and let them snap to the ground, and they can move on to the next exercise. Next exercise, say when we don't have a band or weights, is Superman. So exercise 1, Superman's, 10 reps of those. Make sure you're lifting your legs and arms up off the ground. We're trying to get our thighs just off the ground. We're not looking to overextend, and we're trying to use our lats to lift our arms up. Notice how he keeps his eyes on the ground as well for those Supermans. 10 Supermans can take a little bit of time, so you have to make sure on that one that you guys are giving yourselves a little extra time, maybe choosing a different progression of the other exercise. So after 10 reps of those, we move on to our plank pattern. So for our plank pattern, you can do plank knee taps. So for that one, you think about starting in the plank position. You're going to walk your hands in towards your body, then you're going to tap opposite hand to opposite knee or opposite toe, depending on what range of motion you have. Every time you guys walk and tap, that counts as a rep. So it's 1, then it's 2, and then it's 3, and then it's 4. To make up time, for those of you guys that need to go a little bit quicker, we can do what's called a plank jack. Plank jack is hands under those shoulders the whole time, and then you're jumping in and out with your feet. Every time you jump out and then back in, it's 1. Out and back in, that's 2. Okay, so you're going to move a little bit faster in a plank jack than you will in a plank knee tap. And then the third and final one is if we can't do the jumps, we do tap outs. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're counting your total reps there as well. We want to move pretty quick. We don't want to be stuck doing this exercise the whole time. Then after you're done with that, we're going to stand up and do 10 jumping jacks. If you can jump, so you got 10 jumping jacks, arms at the top. You can do step jacks, same thing, just counting out your steps, or march jacks as well. If you do have shoulders where you can't go overhead, just bring your arms across your chest in more of a seal jack style. Okay, so the goal is to get all 3 of those movements, a row, a plank, and a jumping jack in under a minute. Okay, we start with the row. You can go ahead, turn your music on. We'll get started here in a little bit. So you have 10 rows. If you don't have anything at home, if you don't have a band or weights, that means we're doing Supermans for exercise number 1, and then we go right into our plank pattern. Okay, so 10 rows. Exercise number 1, music is on. Weights are ready. Bands are ready. Or Supermans. We're going to get started here in about 5 seconds. Here we go. Nice, good, tall chest. We got a lot of bent over rows. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and begin.
Exercise
An
1.
EMOM for 10 minutes. That means 10 rounds of this. Think about pulling in. You want to go through fairly fast. I learned last week, round 1, I had to move a little bit quicker than I wanted. Try to move to that next exercise as fast as possible, which is the plank knee taps, plank jacks, or plank toe taps out. So you got 20 seconds. Good. Everyone's at that second exercise. This is where we need to be. Then after that, you have the jumping jacks, knocking those out. We're at 30 seconds still. Make sure on that second exercise, when we're doing that plank pattern, we're really focusing on keeping the hips and the shoulders lined up if we're not doing a knee tap. Well, we got 15 seconds. You can always think about going back and forth. Maybe one round you do knee taps, one round you do plank jacks, so you can give yourself a little bit of rest and challenge yourself a little bit further the other round with those knee taps.
1.
And here we go, back
1.
again, round 2 for the rows, 10 reps. 10 total rows, then 10 total plank knee taps, or 10 plank jacks, or 10 toe tap outs. Try to get that exercise as quick as possible. Transitions. Hips down a little bit for me, Cindy. Try to keep that core tight. Good. All right, 30 seconds. Andy, why don't next round you do plank knee taps and go back to plank jacks? Try to go back and forth between the two so you're not always stuck with over 30 seconds of rest. Okay? Do you understand the plank knee tap? Walk your hands in, tap opposite hand to opposite leg. So you got basically getting in the downward dog position. We got 7 seconds till round number 3. Then you just tap the opposite leg.
3, 2, 1. Exercise.
All right, and begin. Go again. Round 3 of 10. Karen, make sure you're choosing the fastest plank version that you think you can do. Good job keeping those backs flat during those rows. Really want to think about butts back, chest out, shoulders back. We have 40 seconds left. Should be on that second movement. There you go. Remember, it's 10 total. 30 seconds left. There you go. We got 20 seconds. Trying to hustle through those rounds. Make sure on those jumping jacks, trying to get your hands up as high as you can. 10 seconds till round number 4. It's already 3 rounds down. We got 10 rows.
3,
10
2,
of your plank pattern.
1.
10 jumping jacks.
Exercise
And
1.
begin. Now you can go back to your plank jacks, Andy. Get a little tired, and then go back and forth between that. I'm going to challenge you just a little bit. Make sure our torso doesn't move during our rows. Try to pull your shoulder blades back together a little bit more for me, Karen. You don't want to be so rounded in the upper back. Plank jacks, make sure your hands are under your shoulders. Then it's 10 jumping jacks is what you end with. You're at 30 seconds left. Now you can go back to those plank knee taps, Andy. Just go back and forth in between the rounds. A lot of rest, not much rest. A lot of rest, not much rest. You got 15 seconds. It's okay to have to be hustling through this. It is only 10 rounds. It does move fairly fast, and we're already in round number 5.
3, 2, 1.
And
Exercise
begin.
1.
Rows. Really work those shoulder blades back and together. Think about sticking that chest out. Starting to get tired. Don't want to round our backs. Got 45 seconds. Good pace. Weights go down. I go into the plank. Roll that tall pillar. Got 30 seconds left. Try to hustle through. The nice thing about those jumping jacks, they take about a little less than 10 seconds. We have 15 seconds, and we're already halfway done. Andy, make sure when you're doing the plank knee taps that you are getting to the tall plank. Okay, we don't want to just stay in the downward dog position, just keep tapping other feet. We want to actually walk
3,
out to the plank
2,
and then walk back in.
1.
And here we
Exercise
go.
1.
Rows. Rows are fast. Think about always pulling the base of that rib cage. Shoulder blades coming back and together. You're getting a good pinch there. Because then you go right down to that plank position. You're at the 40-second mark. Excellent range of motion. They have 30 seconds left. Got to work that pace. Work that pace. Yeah, 20 seconds left. Good hustle. Way to hustle through that. Derek and Karen, Jamie, way to fly. Cindy, good work. You guys are doing a great job on those bent over rows, keeping that nice tall chest with a good hip hinge. You have 10 seconds till round number 7. So that means you only have 4 rounds left of this.
3, 2, 1.
And begin.
Exercise 1.
Good. Tall chest, 10 reps, then 10 planks, either the jacks, the toe taps, or the knee taps. Yeah, 40-second mark. That's the 30-second mark. You guys have really gotten that pace part down. I'm starting to move pretty quick. We got 3 rounds left to go. You can always mix and match, try to challenge yourselves a little bit further. But I think, how can I make it harder? We make it harder by giving yourself less rest. If you are doing plank jacks or plank toe taps, you could always try another version. 10 seconds. Round number 8. 8, 9, 10. That's all we have. Get ready.
3, 2,
Tall chest.
1.
Pull in. Go.
Exercise 1.
You gotta like those rounds. Barely enough time for a drink of water at the end of those rounds. Well, that's the 40-second marker. Good job, Cindy. Way to keep the hips down. Good job. Yeah, 30 seconds. Plank jacks move fast. They give you guys a nice little break. You have 20 seconds left. Only 2 rounds to go. Here we go. 10 seconds. Rounds 9 and 10. Always think get in that good position to first
3,
before we start the row.
2, 1.
Butt back, chest out.
Exercise
Go.
1.
Chest out, shoulders back. Row. Stay tall. Stay tall. Tall through that chest. 10 rows. 10 of your plank. 10 jumping jacks. There you go. Good pace, good pace. Challenge yourself. 10 quick ones. Yeah, the 30-second mark. Good job. I think you know what you're doing the last round, Andy. Good work. We have about 15 seconds till our final round. Quick drink of water. Remember, we do have a finisher. That's why this goes so quick. It's why it's so easy. All right. All right, here we go.
3,
Starting with the rows.
1. Exercise
And
1.
begin. Last round. And all you got to do is get it in a minute. Don't have to worry about rest, because rest is going to come regardless. Oh, Andy. Knee taps. 40 seconds. Is that 30-second mark? Go ahead and take a break. When you get it in, take a drink of water. Then we're going to go over the finisher. So today we had to have you guys count a little bit today. Hopefully the math isn't too much of a challenge today. Go ahead and take a quick break. Good job. Take a drink of water.
3,
Recover a little bit.
1. Your timer
Good.
is
Everyone got it
complete.
done under that minute. Next up, we're going to be doing a rep-based finisher. So it's basically you start at the top of a ladder and you're climbing down. Okay, so we're going to do 40 reps, 30 reps, 20 reps, and then 10 reps. We're going to do 40 reps of each exercise. Then we're going to do 30 reps of each exercise, and then 20 of each and 10 of each. So if you think of it that way, you think 100 reps of each exercise, but they're broken up in 4 different times. Okay, so the way this is going to work is we're going to do 40 of a lunge pattern. So we're going to think jump lunge is the hardest progression to the lunge pattern here, but it's the fastest. Because every time you lunge, it counts as a rep. We'll make sure nice and tall, explode, switch legs. Every time you do a lunge, it counts. 1, 2, 3. You can turn that, though, into a seesaw if you burn out of the jump lunges. With 40-30s, it's almost like more of a when I burn out than an if. So the leg goes back into a lunge, stay nice and tall, then it goes forward into a lunge pattern. 1, and then you step back 2, step forward 3. Okay, and then you want to make sure at the halfway point you switch what leg you're stepping with. Okay, so that's the seesaw lunge. That's a good progression, a regression to the jump lunge. And then we can do a glute bridge march. If we can't lunge at all, we're going to think about hips up, lifting the foot off the floor. Think about just lifting the legs up, counting every time we lift the leg as a rep. So same way we would do counting the lunges, you count your glute bridge marches. Once you're done with that, we're going to go into skaters. So skaters is a little bit like a lateral bound, a little bit tighter though. We're not actually bounded from side to side. Just basically wherever those feet would be, we're just sticking them off the floor, boom, picking them up, going side to side quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving those arms with you. Stick in and go. Stick in and go. Okay, that can be also replaced with a quick 2-step shuffle if you feel like that's a little uncomfortable for you. 2-step stop. 2-step stop. Okay, 40 of those. 40 total. So every rep counts. When we end in the pledge plank position, so we're going to be in the nice tall pillar again, and we can tap opposite hand, opposite shoulder from that tall push-up position. You're going to think going pretty quick. 1, tap, 2, tap, 3, tap, 4, tap. You can also do a hand lift if the pledge plank is too challenging, because we just want to make sure we have something that we can count and quantify there. Okay, so it's 40 of each. Lunges, skaters, pledge planks, it's 30. Lunges, skaters, pledge planks. And it's 20, 20, 20, and then 10, 10, 10. You have 7 minutes to get this in. There is no cap. I'll let you know when 6:30 comes. You guys are going to be hustling through this. The fastest version is jump lunges. It also is going to burn the most. Okay, so go ahead and get position, get a drink of water, turn your music back on. We're going to get started with lunges. Okay, here we go. Lunge pattern up first. Jumping, seesaw, or glute bridge march. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 40 lunges. You can do seesaws. You can do jumping. You can do glute bridge march. Remember, after 40 lunges, you're going to stick with the number 40, and you're going to go into 40 skaters. There you go. Step forward, step back. Make sure you're stopping that momentum when you're stepping forward. You don't want your knee tracking forward. Basically, you want to make sure you're able to press through that heel still on your front foot. If you find yourself on your toe, you know that you've taken that momentum too far forward, and your knee is probably past your toe. $40 is a high number. 30 is kind of where we get a little bit of a burn. And then 20s and 10s are nice and small. They go a lot quicker. So it's the 40 of the glute bridge march or the lunges. 40 skaters, just quick foot hits, and you go. 40 skaters. Go, go, go. Hit and go, hit and go, hit and go, hit and go. Pretend like you're on the ice. Like I was saying last week, the Illinoisans, they know how to grow up on ice. They all grow up on the ponds. They grow up in the skating rinks. 40 skaters. After 40 skaters, 40 pledge planks or hand lifts. And then you're on to 30. So 40 of that plank position, either just lifting your hands or tapping opposite hand, opposite shoulder, trying not to move your hips. We want to move quick, but we don't want to cheat it. We don't want to rock those hips side to side. It helps to go a little bit wider with your feet during that pledge plank. Still got 5 more minutes to 6:30 mark. Keep rocking, keep going. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Get those exercises in. Skaters move fast. Pledge planks move fast. Think of those as like sprints. Remember, when you go back into your lunges, if you're doing seesaws, switching with which leg you guys are stepping with. Glute bridge march. Every time you lift a leg, it counts. Try to keep those hips up. Try to really keep those hips up for me, Cindy. Keep those butt muscles engaged during that time. And it's the 30 lunges. So when you get round 2, it's 30 of everything. There you go. Trying to get as many reps in as possible, as quick as possible. It's 100 of each. Wahoo! Nice round number. Remember, every time you seesaw, forward, 1, back, 2, forward again, 3, back, 4. Count every lunge. And once you would reach 15 on 30s, you'll switch. So after lunges, you're back into skaters. Quick, quick. Tap and go, tap and go. Foot hits and I'm up. Foot hits and I'm up. After the skaters, it's back to pledge planks. I want to move fairly quick. Try this thing going from one exercise to the next. We can rest when we're done, right? Rest when we're done. Stay tall, stay tall. Do those lunges. Quick, 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 quick. Knocking out those reps. Round 3 is 20 of each. That's when things start going pretty quick. Start thinking only you have to do 10 on the side when lunges. And you're just thinking, move the body on those skaters. Quick, foot taps and go, foot taps and go. I'm on the ice, I'm on the ice. Then it's pledge planks, 30 if you're still in that round. Otherwise, round 3 is 20s. So have 2 full minutes till we hit that 6:30 mark. Try to get those reps in. We're hustling, hustling, hustling. And back into your lunges. If you're in round 3, it's 20. Once you hit the round 4, it's 10 of each. So if you're back to lunges for round 4, it's only 10 of each. Glute bridge marches, same. So 10 per leg for seesaws, or just 20 total jump lunges. If you're in that 20 round, 10 per side. 10 round, 5 per side. Skaters, 10 quick ones. You'll notice that that round of 10 flies by super fast. That's it. Lunges start to add up a little bit. We start to get to those rounds. Got 1 full minute still left. So pushing that pattern. I'm gonna stay with you guys. Those of you guys that want to stay and keep finishing, wouldn't blame you. I like completion as well. Like a little closure. Good job, Trevor. Would finish. Good job, Cindy. Well done. Knocking those rounds of 20 out. Things don't burn near as bad as it did in those 30s. And those 10s, whew, barely anything. Good work, good work. Keep going, keep going. Trying your hardest to get it done. All right, we are at the 6:30 time. I'll stay with you. If you're a lot of you are, bye, Karen. Have a great day. You got 10 left. Bye, Andy. Bye, Derek. Bye, Jamie. Bye, Cindy. Have a great day, guys. High fives. Nice waves.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. You too.
Have a good day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Use the day.
They're not a discount rate. These are top local wages that'll get you the best results.
Well, that was everybody. They're all gone already.